Up next on Connections, you'll get an update on the cameras that have been installed on the CTA system. We'll tell you about the increased accessibility along the Brown Line. You'll learn how Bus Tracker can reach more people than ever. You'll see how bike parking at CTA stations is more convenient than ever. And you'll meet a dedicated team of rail maintenance employees who keep the trains running for you. The CTA, working hard to improve, committed to quality and its riders. Welcome to Connections. The CTA, delivering quality, affordable transit that links people, jobs, and communities. I'm Jean Sparrow. Welcome to Connections. With grant money provided by the Department of Homeland Security, the CTA is installing additional security cameras throughout the rail system.
Safety and security is our first priority at CTA for our customers and for our employees. One of the tools that we use in partnership with the Chicago Police Department are cameras. And there are cameras in the CTA system, both on the buses and in many of the rail stations. Recently, we deployed new cameras, for example, along the Green Line, both going west and south in the city.
Cameras are important tools for CTA. A grant from Homeland Security is making it possible to install 4,000 new cameras throughout the rail system.
Many of the cameras throughout the CTA system are linked to our control center. Our control center operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. In addition, if a specific issue or concern comes up, there's the capacity at our Office of Emergency Management for the City of Chicago on the 911 floor to be able to pull up live view of the cameras. And also the public transportation unit of the Chicago Police Department, for example, their cars are equipped with computers. They can pull up to a station that's wired. They can look into that station, which is important for early responders if there's an issue or a problem.
CTA works closely with the Chicago Police Department Public Transportation Section. This group of officers is responsible strictly for security on CTA.
We communicate with them frequently, and they design their patrolling and their monitoring of our system around things that we see as trends, as issues of concern. So these are police officers who are on the system daily, who are extremely familiar with the system. They're familiar with the types of issues and problems that can come up in public transportation. So they're out there looking for those issues and really helping work with CTA Security, CTA operating personnel, and the public.
Along with the cameras and the Chicago Police, there are several ways that CTA customers can stay secure while riding.
Riding the CTA is very safe. There are definitely things that customers can do to protect themselves and their personal property. So for example, just as you would on the street, if you feel uncomfortable, we suggest that you alert a CTA employee and let them know. Push the button that's in a rail car, for example. Let the bus driver know, let a customer assistant know. One suggestion we make for our customers who are riding on the trains is if you are either standing or sitting near a door, be aware that sometimes what happens is that those who look to take advantage of our customers will grab an item from your hand right as the doors are closing. Crowded areas, coming in and out of the train cars, is an opportunity for people to bump and jostle you. You may not think anything of it, but it's a technique. Another suggestion would be that if you do have your belongings, the best place for them, if you're seated, is in your lap right in front of you.
The most important thing you can do is be constantly aware of everything going on around you.
The bottom line is the CTA wants your ride to be safe, secure, and comfortable. So whether it's a suspicious package, it's someone who perhaps is giving you unwanted attention, or it's a concern that you have, we want you to raise it with us. Please let us know in a timely manner where these things are occurring, because then we can direct our resources to assist. The way you can let us know what's going on is talk to a CTA employee, a train operator, a bus operator, a customer assistant. or call CTA Customer Service, and that information is fed into Safety and Security if you file a complaint through them. It's important because sometimes those little tiny pieces of information put together with other information that law enforcement has can really has shown to be an important preventative tool in protecting customers.
Doors closing.
Increasing the number of cameras across the CTA system will help to enhance security at rail facilities. The CTA has reached another milestone in its goal to increase accessibility across the system with the addition of elevators at the Brown Line, Belmont, and Fullerton stations.
The three main goals of the Brown Line Capacity Expansion Project were to expand all the platforms, to increase the capacity at all the stations, to make all the stations ADA accessible, and to modernize all the stations with modern amenities, updated signage, new lighting.
ADA accessibility was key in Brown Line station renovations, in addition to adding capacity to the line. Because Belmont and Fullerton stations serve so many customers, it was critical to keep those stations open while doing the necessary construction to make them accessible.
They have island platforms there, and the new elevators are built so they come up in the middle of the island platforms. In order to do that, we needed to widen those platforms, widen the whole track structure, so that was a big part of the work that went on at those two stations.
The renovation of Brown Line stations added 16 newly accessible stations, either with the addition of elevators at the elevated stations or ramps for stations at street level. All CTA buses are accessible, equipped with either lifts or ramps. And as so many of CTA's bus routes connect with its train stations, increasing accessibility and convenience is key.
Besides making the stations accessible with elevators, we also have escalators at each station that take you to the platform. We also have an entrance and exit on the north sides of both Belmont and Fullerton, which they previously did not have before we started the project. So that gives the customers another convenience of being able to get to the platform from either side of the street.
CTA continues its efforts to make its system easier to navigate for everyone who uses buses and trains to travel throughout the CTA service area. Modernizing the system and making it accessible to customers with disabilities makes CTA a viable and convenient travel option for customers now and in the future. With the addition of the elevators at Belmont and Fullerton, a total of 91 out of 144 rail stations are now accessible. Just ahead on Connections, Bus Tracker update. So where does CTA take you?
It takes me all over the city, usually down the loop for business or whatever, but right now I'm going to a volleyball tournament.
Everywhere. I don't have a car anymore. I live in the city. I take it to work. I go on your online planner, everywhere.
U.S. Cellular Field.
To school, to Roosevelt, downtown.
To Sox games.
Love the CTA.
The CTA gets people where they need to go around Chicago and 40 surrounding suburbs. If you want to hop aboard, here's how to get all the information you need. Online, go to www.transitchicago.com. There you can access system maps, bus and train schedules, and service updates. You can even use the Google Trip Planner. Enter where you want to start, where you want to go, and what time you plan to travel. Another option, make the connection by phone. Call 836-7000 from any local area code. Combining technology and teamwork while delivering dependable, affordable transit. I'm Jean Sparrow. Welcome to Connections. Bus Tracker is making life a lot easier for commuters all across the city. You can get all the latest bus arrival times in a text to your cell phone.
Our latest feature for Bus Tracker is SMS text messaging, which allows any customer with a cell phone that has texting capabilities to be able to enter their stop number and get information about the next 2 bus predictions that are predicted to arrive at their stop. So this really expands the reach of Bus Tracker. Before, you could get information via the internet on your desktop or your laptop or a web-enabled phone or subscribe to an email. But now, even customers who just have a simple cell phone with text messaging can get the same information.
Bus Tracker is gaining momentum across Chicago as more and more CTA customers are using it to plan their travel.
The Bus Tracker provides CTA customers with information about where the buses are located and when their buses are estimated to arrive at their stop. So it really reduces uncertainty about when your bus is going to come when you're standing out there waiting for it.
And now you don't need a web-enabled device to benefit from Bus Tracker's capabilities. It's easy to get the information in a text sent right to your phone.
What you're going to do is send a message to the number 41411, and you would type in CTA bus and the bus stop ID, and then send that message, and then it would return the next 2 bus arrivals for that stop. The first thing you're going to need is your bus stop ID. It's a up to 5-digit stop number, and that information you can get in a couple different places. You can go to CTA Bus Tracker. When you're selecting your stop in the top right corner, it'll tell you the bus stop ID, or you can go to Transit Chicago, look up your route and your stop and get the information there. We've also provided ways, a cheat sheet for customers to jot down their number. Most customers only use one or two regular stops. You can also get the information using Google Maps.
Or keep an eye on your bus stop sign. It may be part of a new texting pilot program.
We will be providing the bus stop ID at 42 bus stops throughout the city. And so for customers who don't know their stop number and haven't looked it up at CTA Bus Tracker or at the Transit Chicago website, they can go to that stop, follow the simple instructions on how to text and enter in the bus stop there. One additional feature within text messaging is for stops that serve multiple routes. So for example, on Michigan Avenue, if you know what specific bus route you want to take, you can enter in the route number following the bus stop ID, and then it will only show you the predictions for that route. We're really excited about the release of this new feature because research shows that approximately 70% of our customers have a cell phone. So this is really expanding the reach of Bus Tracker to many more of our customers. And additional information and a how-to guide are available on the website.
It's good to know you don't have to stand outside longer than necessary waiting for the next bus to arrive. If you're one of the many customers who ride bicycles and CTA, you may be using CTA's high-capacity bike parking.
There's a great deal of demand out there for increased bike parking, and these parking facilities will help meet that demand. They'll also really help encourage the connectivity between public transportation and bicycling. You'll be able to have a seamless transition from your home via your bike to the CTA station, to work, to school, and then reverse that commute on the way home.
The double-decker bike racks are found at 4 CTA stations: Damon on the Blue Line, Jefferson Park on the Blue Line, Midway on the Orange Line, and Sox 35th on the Red Line.
The 4 stations were chosen primarily because of the existing demand for bike parking. CTA customers will really see the benefit of safe, convenient, well-lit parking either inside or right outside of their CTA station. So it'll be a benefit for existing bike riders, and we also hope that it'll be an encouragement for future bike riders to try taking their bicycle to and from their CTA station.
People who bicycle in Chicago often use the CTA for part of their trip. These high-capacity bike racks provide a convenient parking option at a great price.
The bike parking is free for all bike users. Bicycling and the CTA are an absolute great way to get to and from work, to school, to the store, to your place of worship. So this program really combines 2 great modes of transportation and makes it convenient for all users.
CTA's website has detailed lists of where you can find bicycle parking at rail stations. Still to come, rodeo champions. The word connection, a link or a spark that brings people together. I'm Jean Sparrow. Welcome to Connections. We have 3 more champions from the rodeo competition. They handle rail maintenance, and you may have seen 2 of them in previous shows.
The 3 gentlemen that participated on our winning rodeo team, we have 2 electricians, 1 machinist. What they do is trains come here when they have more complicated problems that can't be handled out on the line of road where we do our normal day-to-day inspections of the trains. When they come here, our guys will troubleshoot them, diagnose the problem, take it out onto our test track, run the trains until that problem has been solved, and put the train back into service.
I'm the electrician over here. We troubleshooting the problem in the train.
Our responsibilities are stripping, rebuilding, and inspecting the rail car trucks. And basically what we do is strip them down and we rebuild them back up.
What I do day to day is basically troubleshoot the trains, different components, the electrical systems throughout the train.
My favorite part of my job is just being around the guys, coming in, having a good time, doing our job, learning something new every day.
These 3 rodeo winners come together daily to diagnose problems and keep the trains running for CTA customers.
Norman and Wellington are both electricians, 2 of our best troubleshooters. They have great knowledge of the trains. Orlando is a machinist, very knowledgeable of machinist categories, reading meters, tooling, things like that.
Well, the way it impacts the customers is that we keep the trains running efficiently so that they can get to where they're going on time.
We get the cars going, we strip them down, we repair them. Without us doing the repairs on them, they won't be able to run. So what we do is an inspection on them. Once we inspect, we find a defect, we repair it right away so we can get the cars out so the trains can keep moving. Customers can be satisfied.
The CTA Rodeo is a friendly skills competition that allows employees to demonstrate excellence in their jobs. The 3 rodeo winners competed together as a team for the first time this year, although Orlando and Wellington have won in the past.
I have over 7 years working with Wellington, competing, and he's my go-to guy. This is our first year with Norman. He also did an awesome job.
The rodeo consists of 8 different categories, 1 being a written test, and 7 of them are practical tests. Test their skills in all different levels of their job. Some electrical, some mechanical, computer circuits, things like that.
You have to have an impeccable attendance record, as well as you can't have any prior write-ups or anything like that for disciplinary actions. And you have to be knowledgeable in not only your general expertise, but others as well.
We helping each other to figure out the competition.
It's a great way for employees to hone their skills and gives them some bragging rights too.
I think that's a great accomplishment for myself to be able to come out on top after competing 7 years. I won 3 years in a row and 4 out of the last 5. I feel proud of myself.
Their teamwork is an inspiration, and their hard work keeps the trains on schedule. Up next, it's Easy Being Green.
Max, are you in here?
Turn off the lights.
Sorry.
I'm saving energy, helping the environment.
Where are you?
Make a left. No, the other left. My pizza box collection.
Ow!
Hey, I don't have a cat. Watch out for the...
Max, there's an easier way to help the environment, and it won't be such a pain in the neck.
Take public transportation. Go green. Go public. A message from the public transportation systems across the country.
Getting from here to there quickly, easily, and without breaking the bank. I'm Jean Sparrow. Welcome to Connections. Riding CTA is an environmentally friendly way to travel. The CTA enhances that green choice by using technologies in its operations to lessen the impact on the environment. Recently, the Chicago Transit Board passed a resolution recognizing the agency's ongoing sustainability initiatives and pledged their support for the continuation of such initiatives in the future. The CTA launched a new section on its website, www.transitchicago.com/goinggreen, which highlights the agency's green efforts. Going Green facts are displayed on CTA vehicles and on digital display screens located at rail stations. These facts outline some of the environmentally friendly benefits of public transportation. CTA's hybrid EcoBus reminds customers of the importance of public transportation in helping the environment. The bus will make appearances at various expositions and festivals across the city. Public transit is one of the most effective ways urban dwellers can reduce their carbon footprint. CTA is going further in its everyday practices to make Chicago's transit as green as possible. Adding hybrid buses to its fleet is just one of the ways CTA is making a difference.
The CTA provides millions of rides every weekday, and 2/3 of those rides are on buses. We need to continually invest in the fleet so that we have reliable and sufficient equipment to meet our daily demand. We are also continuously looking for ways to improve the performance of the fleet by investing in innovative technologies that can help combat high fuel costs and lower our maintenance costs, while also being environmentally friendly. With the budget challenges we face, we are constantly seeking ways to be more cost efficient.
In 2009, President Rodriguez announced a $50 million capital investment in 58 more hybrid articulated buses. These funds were part of a $241 million federal stimulus bill.
These hybrids represent significant savings. The CTA will have a total of 208 articulated hybrid buses in its fleet. We estimate that the hybrid technology on these 208 buses can help to save over $7 million annually in parts, labor, and fuel. These hybrid buses are quieter, cleaner, and run more smoothly than conventional engine systems, and that improves the riding experience for our customers.
CTA is benefiting from fuel economy savings, lower emissions, and significant operational savings from the hybrids. The hybrid articulated buses purchased with stimulus funds display the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act logo. And like all buses in its fleet, the hybrids run on ultra-low sulfur diesel fuel, even further lowering emissions. CTA switched to ultra-low sulfur diesel fuel in 2003. New buses come equipped with low-emission engines as well, adding to the effort to reduce emissions. Not only is CTA's fleet becoming greener, its facilities incorporate green technologies as well. CTA headquarters was designed with Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, or LEED, standards, and includes a green roof.
It is a series of layers that are added to what is a conventional roofing membrane, which of course is designed to keep the water out of the building. There's first of all, a layer of soil or growing medium for the vegetation. Then there's a separator that separates that soil from a water retention layer. And then there's insulation, and then finally the roofing membrane, which is underneath it.
CTA's green roof was installed in 2004. Besides the obvious beauty, there are many benefits to installing a green roof.
A conventional roof has one of the causes of its deterioration is solar energy. The green roof layer protects the roof membrane from that kind of deterioration, and it can cause the roof to last 2 or 3 times longer than it would otherwise. And re-roofing a building is a significant capital expense, and if you can postpone that instead of 10 or 15 years to 30 or 45 years, then that's a significant saving.
In addition to it lasting longer, a green roof also lowers building heating and cooling costs, reduces storm water runoff, and keeps rainwater out of the sewer system, filters pollutants out of air and rainwater, and reduces urban heat island effect.
Finally, there's that thing called the urban heat island effect, which is a dome of hot air that generally covers urban environments. When cities are built up with buildings and pavement, those things capture and retain heat, but it's significantly different at night because these structures hold the heat and they don't allow the area to cool down as much. Some studies indicate that it could be as much as a 25% difference between having a green roof on a building and not.
So the CTA takes care of its riding customers every day, and it's also making every effort to take care of our environment. It's all part of making Chicago the most green city in the world. CTA is continuing to look for green initiatives that will help the environment. CTA is committed to making every ride a pleasant one for customers. Here are a few things to keep in mind when you ride the CTA. CTA is doing everything possible to remind customers to use courtesy on their ride, such as texting on your cell phone rather than talking when possible.
We also have the car cards reminding everybody in print about being courteous and the different ways that we can be courteous while riding the bus. I just think that people have to be more conscious of their surroundings. This is public transportation and we are in close proximity to other people, so just be aware of where you are, who you are, and the people around you, and encourage courtesy to everyone.
There are several things that you can do to make everyone's ride on CTA a more pleasant one.
Real big topic is certainly cell phones, because people sometimes talk too loud on the cell phone, so it would be better if you could text instead of talking on the cell phones.
Some people just want to get on a train, they want to read, they want to relax, and a lot of times they really don't want to hear what you have to say to your friend that you're talking to on the phone, so go ahead and text. Another thing you can do, put it on vibrate. That way everyone isn't hearing your ringtones where you're disturbing other people around you. Courtesy is treating others basically the way that you want to be treated. So one thing that you can do when you're getting ready to get on a train, instead of you standing in the middle of the door there, allow customers to get off the train, so stand to the side. Once all of them have alighted, then you can go head on and board the train.
One initial thing is when you're boarding the bus, people can move out of the way of the doors so that passengers can board and pay their fares easily.
Another thing, let's say that you have a paper, a newspaper, or even bags or anything like that. Instead of putting the bags in a seat next to you, it would be a good idea just put them on your lap. That way the seat is available for another customer that comes along and needs to sit down.
Take your backpack off if you have large purses or bags. We have an area in the front where you can put your bags or put your bags in your seat instead of the seat next to you.
Let's treat everyone the way we would like to be treated. Let's be courteous so that everyone will have a pleasant ride.
As always, be considerate of those around you and everyone will have a great trip. We'll be right back.
Max, are you in here?
Turn off the lights.
Sorry.
I'm saving energy, helping the environment.
Where are you?
Make a left. No, the other left. My pizza box collection.
Ow!
Hey, I don't have a cat. Watch out for the...
Max, there's an easier way to help the environment, and it won't be such a pain in the neck.
Take public transportation. Go green. Go public. A message from the public transportation systems across the country.
Traveling in and around Chicago on the CTA saves you time and money. I'm Jean Sparrow. Welcome to Connections. We're always looking for story ideas. Do you have a travel tip you'd like to share or a CTA story you'd like to tell? Give us a call at the Connections Hotline, 312-681-2812. Helping you make your connections, I'm Jean Sparrow. Thank you for watching.